Good morning, FlossTube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello and welcome to Saturday, 31st of May. Well, late for me. It's 7:30 in the morning. I wasn't late up. I was up. In fact, I was up really early. I was up at 4:15. But there was something I wanted to finish before I filmed this. But I was only up early because Thursday I went into the office, and I'm a contractual home worker, so I never go in. But Claire, my manager, she's over in Liverpool, so she decided to come over and we had a bit of just a get together, which was nice. And yeah, I was knackered. Not used to getting up and going anywhere. Smart. Not used to being smart. I'm not used to going anywhere. I just stay here and mind my own business. Which so I was absolutely wrecked on Thursday night, but I couldn't sleep properly. So yesterday I was absolutely shattered, and I was in bed I think 6:30 last night, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And yeah, so I was up mega early, but I'd had plenty of sleep, don't worry. So, Justsewsherrie. This week's Justsewsherrie. I haven't even said welcome. I'm so sorry. How ignorant. Welcome. If you are brand new here, special welcome. It's good to see you. I hope you come back and subscribe and do all the things. If you have been scooped up along the way, it's fab to see you again. And of course, a massive welcome to those stalwarts who had been with me from the start. Yeah, we are a smidgen off 4,000, and I mean a smidgen. Let me just check. I'll do this live on air. Let me just check where I am. Yeah, a smidgen. So we are on 3,998. So another 2 and 4,000. Yeah. Well, but I'm not there yet. I'll wait. Might never get there. You never know. I'm assuming it stops at some point, so could stop at 3,998. In which case, to be fair, if I'd had flipping 399, that would have blown my mind when I started this. So yeah, that's nuts. So back to this week's Justsewsherrie. So as we've kind of established, I go nowhere, I do nothing, I'm nae bother to nae one, right? I just mind my own little business in my own little house. Until I got a letter on Wednesday morning, and I opened it, and it said, you are required to be at the Magistrates Court on the 11th of June at, I don't know, whatever o'clock in the morning. And I'm thinking, have I been caught speeding, or what? Do you go to court for being caught speeding? So my mind's like going, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Have I parked somewhere that I shouldn't have? And have I maybe not paid the fine? Or... And I'm reading it, and the front page doesn't seem to tell us very much. And then in the next page it said, so I informed you that although a wooden plank is not an offensive weapon as such, the fact that it was going to be used to be offensive to people makes it an offensive weapon. However, you told me that you'd taken the plank of wood out deliberately to potentially attack these people who you thought were attacking you. And I'm thinking, whoa. Just can we just wind back? What plank of wood? Who was I going to hit with it? And I'm thinking, and at this point I'm thinking, am I dreaming? Am I sleepwalking? And then I thought, have I been sleepwalking? I mean, to be fair, it sounds like the sort of thing I might think about. But and then I'm thinking, that can't be right. I looked again at the front. It's my address, not my name. You have no idea. I mean, my legs nearly give out. I was like, thank God for that. So yeah, it was one of my neighbours. So I had to go and apologise profusely because I opened it. I was mortified actually because I didn't think anything of it. I just picked the letter up and opened it. So I had to sort of go over and see, I'm so sorry I read it. So sorry. And thank God it's not about me. So I'll be watching on the 11th of June to see if the person in question comes back again. If they don't come home, I know where they've gone. Are you bothered anybody? Honest? Honest, Governor? Honest, my Lord? That's what they'll need to say now. So, on to this week's cross stitch. What have I got? Well, I have got a fully finish. I have got not one, not two, three finishes. I have got one. I've got two new starts. One of them's actually an embroidery new start, but I'm going to include it in because it's not enough to sort of show on its own at the end, if you like. So I'll just include it. And I have got 4 whips. It's been a big week. I've done a lot. And I've been doing these. God knows how much of my life these have taken up. Been doing, putting beads into these things. I'll show you very quickly. If we go into these, if you haven't seen, those that have been with me for a while will have seen that I've got these in the past. And they're from Art Dot, that I got from Amazon, that I saw on the wonderful Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher. She had them. I think they're created for, what do you call it? Like where they put the gems into paintings. Diamond painting? Is that what it's called? Something like that. So I think they're actually designed for that, but they work really well for beads. So yeah, so that took a good couple of hours to get them done. And I was quite chuffed with myself that I had the bright idea of just checking that I didn't already have some of them. And it turned out actually there must have been at least half a dozen that I already had. So now that I'm at that point, I need to start and now check. The problem is I get mirrors. Well, not all of them, but I like to treat myself to a fully kitted mirror sort of once a year. So yeah, might need to think about that. But anyway, onwards and upwards. What have I done? My fully finish. It's not a I can say it's not a camera. What? It's not a frame finish. It's not even a pillar finish. What else have I made in the past? Needlebook. It's not a needlebook either. I made a biscornu. Look, I made that. I made that. Can you believe it? I am not going to show you it up close because it is shite. Sorry, it's a little swear word, but it really is shite. Yeah, it's not the best. It's really not the best. The stitching, well, the sewing, I did it by hand. I think I'm going to have to do another few because I struggled. It was a struggle. It was a real struggle. Yeah, I don't know whether I've done something wrong because it said like these two backstitch lines. So this is from, sorry, I should have said, This is Needle Treasure Nook on Etsy. And I'd finished it was it last year? Might have even been the year before, to be fair. Might have been the year before, actually. And I did it. So it said that these 2 lines of backstitch were meant to like join it, but I couldn't because it was too slack. So and I used, let's have a look, how many. Yeah, so I did it on, it looks like it's been 2 over like what would be 2 crosses. So whether I should have done it over 1 cross and then I could have pulled it because it would have had a little bit more a solid grip on the fabric. If I'd done it this way, it was just going to pull the stitching out. I couldn't like stitch it together. So I'm not sure if I've done it entirely wrong, but I did it. It's done. When I put it in a little bowl or whatever at Christmas, like during the winter, you're not gonna, well, actually I was going to say somebody might pick up and look at it. So I think I'll need to put it in a bowl where nobody can see it, and then they won't have to have a good look at it. The other thing I did, which I struggled with again, but I suppose I've learned lessons from it, and that's the whole point, isn't it? So I pulled it really tight to do the buttons, and then after I'd done it, I thought it doesn't need to be that tight actually. I was thinking you've got to pull it right, so it's like virtually together. It doesn't need that. So yeah, I just put a little white button on the front and a little blue button on the back. So it is done, and after a couple of years it deserved to be done. So it is done. Who knows why I decided to pick it up and do it, because it's been there and it's been ready with the instructions in my drawer of doom, like I say, for 2 years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2 years. Oh, well, Mum's out the back. I've just had a look at but later in the day he's dressed now, guys. He's dressed. And looky. Yeah, too late. We need to be up at 6 o'clock. And we need to be here at 6 o'clock. So that was me fully finish. My other finishes is this one. So this is Blackbird Designs, and it is the stockings that I'm doing with Sarah Stonehouse on Instagram. And this one is called Here Comes the Bride. It's one of the June stockings. I did my own conversion. Just grab it. I'm not in my chair today for no other reason than we've got a sleeping gem in me chair. He's been out all night and I didn't have the heart to move him. So, and I've been sitting downstairs, so I've got to stretch my legs anyway. So I did conversion. I used Papa Gentle Arts. It wasn't Gentle Arts at all, it's Cottage Garden Threads. Antique Lace, which was one of the called for from Classic Colourworks, and I chose Banana Pudding, Weeks Dye Works. So they're the 3 I did. This little sucker took some stitching. It really did take some stitching, but I'm really pleased with it, actually, how it's come out. It hasn't come out how I envisaged when I was thinking about the threads. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. I think it looks unusual, and because of the Cottage Garden Threads one and the Weeks, it's got real lot of sort of variegated movement in the colours. Really pleased with that. But God, it took some stitching. So this is done on 18 count platinum. I assume it's what I got. because it's platinum and it's the same colour as their linen. Does my God do Ada? I'll have to do some. There we go. That's this week's research topic. I love that. Oh, and by the way, thank you for everybody who commented last week who told me that Copenhagen. Well, there was one lady who told me Copenhagen is in Denmark. It's not in Norway. I thought it was in Norway. My geography is awful. And yes, people do have tea towels in America and Canada and Australia and New Zealand. Everyone has, although they sometimes have different words for it. In America, they're called dish towels. So that was interesting. So yeah, thank you for that. So this week it will be Does Wygott do Ada? I'm so used to them doing linen. So anyway, I have now completed about, I don't know, 10 or 12 stockings. I haven't finished any of them, like fully finished. Might start with him because he's a little bit more, what's the word? He's got like a bit more heft to him, so I can't do as much damage if I get it wrong. So I'll probably start with him and give him a go. Wish me luck. I'm not saying I'm going to do it next week, to be fair. I'm just, at some point I might do it. Second finish, Stacy Nash, run with scissors. And the very lovely cross-stitch Jess thought it might be, because when I said I didn't understand what it even meant, she said she thought it might be as a thing against the establishment, as in break the rules, anarchy, kind of, that sort of thing. So anyway, I didn't put the run with scissors on anyway, and that is it finished. It doesn't really look anything like what you're saying it as. It is. It's that sort of green but deeper. So I did it on Dove Weeks Dye Works, and I used Gold Leaf by Gentle Arts, I think. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I have pinned it out ready to do because it's meant to be a pouch. So I've just taken some of the pins out so I can show you. So I had decided to line it with this. I don't really know what I'm doing and I don't really understand our instructions. So it's a bit of a guess, but I think I did it wrong because I wanted this to be the part that you could see. But obviously if I've done it like that, it's just going to be a lining. So anyway, I decided to put it with that. Now this was the one I'd kind of earmarked for it anyway, but when I came back and it had the gold on it, it went far better with that. So I'll have this as the contrast. And I think it'll be good. So I'm pleased with that. So that's another finish to be fully finished at some point. Now, I had an impromptu whip parade, didn't I, last week, my Halloween one. And of course, me being me, I missed half a dozen. So when I realised the ones I'd missed, I've decided, I think that the kind of the overwhelming vote was for Away We Ride. But I think what I'm going to do is, instead of, so I was talking last week saying I wanted to do a break it down Halloween whip to make sure that it's done by Halloween this year. So I needed to have a look through all my whips, and I took you on the journey with it, and of course I missed half a dozen. When I looked at breaking down Away We Ride into 5 chunks, it's going to be fairly hefty to add on to everything that I'm doing at the moment anyway. So as much as I want to get that done, and I will stitch on it, I don't want to put it into my must do category, because I think it would just stress me and I would end up not being able to do the samplers and things that I've got. So what I've decided to do is finish. So every month, finish a one that's nearly, or that's like nearly done. So I'm going to try and finish one a month rather than, that sounds balmy, doesn't it, when I've just said I don't want to force myself to do. And I think it's because there's so much left on a Weary Ride, it's nowhere near, you know, it's probably a third done if I'm lucky. So I think it's looking at the smaller Halloween whips that I've got on the go and get those finished so that I've got 5. So that's me theory. And hang on, because I'll show you straight away the one I'm going to do in June. So firstly, I'll show you the one that I finished this morning, which is this one. So this is Halloween. No, it's not Halloween, it is Happy Halloween by Historical Sampler Company, and it was the stitch along that they had last year. So I had left to do all down here, and halfway up here. I had the witch to finish, so I had like all the white bits and the yellow of a broom, and the star and the little doofers that are all around. Had half a pumpkin to do, and I had the last one of these to finish, and I did that, and it was him that I was finishing off this morning. I was down to about here last night when I just went, no, I can't do it anymore. So I just finished the little cat off this morning. So that is now a finish, and there are bits that I've left out. Oh yeah, I had these little things to do in the middle here as well, but there are bits that I've left out. So in between all these things, there's meant to be like a black one as well. I think it looks fine without it. In these is meant to be white and then something in the middle. Can't remember what it is, and I think it's meant to be a white in the middle of the purple. But I don't think it's going to add much value to it, so I'm happy to leave it as it is. I think, yeah, it's these random bits all over that get, for me, to just get tedious. So I've decided not to do them. I've done the bits that I think need to be there, embellish it, but I haven't sort of filled all the rest in. And I'm happy with that. And I really like it, really, really like it. I think I left it last year. Bearing in mind, I mean, it's only taken me, what, a day and not even a half to finish it. But I think I was just, yeah, there comes a point, there came a point for me, seasonally, where I was just, I think this one, I was just done. I was done with it, needed to put it away and come back and do it at a later date. And I was looking, thinking, oh, it's just all the crappy bits I've got to do. And I'm pretty good at getting my vegetables done first normally, but yeah, it was like, oh, I've got all the bits, the snagging. And then I thought, I've put so much into it, it needs to be finished. So I sucked it up and I got it finished, is what I'm trying to say. I tell a short story when you can tell an extraordinarily long one instead. I think that's what God gave me as a character trait. A gob. A hell of a gob. Sherrie, there's lots of quiet people in the world, so we're going to make you a very, very, very noisy one. But at least I don't go around hitting planks of wood. Hitting people with planks of wood either. So, the one that I am going to do in June is my wonderful friend Lauren, Flossabilities, her Halloween pillow. Now I started this last year, and when I say I started it, I mean it was a limp start. Very, very, very limp start. But I'm pretty sure, so that's what I mean by I'm going to pick up a little one or something that is nearing completion each month, so that I've got 5 or 6, well, it'll be May, June, July, August, September, possibly one in October. So that I'll definitely have 5 by, oh, that's the theory, what do you call it, by October, and I might have 6, depending on what I've got. So that's my new challenge, is 1 a month for those. So, and I am doing it on this. So I'm saying, new start? I mean, it was a start. What do you mean it's barely there? To be fair, it's more than I had started on my Stacy Nash one. And I had one flip and stitch. So yeah, I'm doing it on this, which is Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit, 36 count. So this will go into my rotation. Don't know why I've got these in that. I wonder if I've had I did it. Is it the Apothecary that I did on this? I wonder if it's all been in the same polyload, fold out bag, whatever you call it. Don't know why that's in there. Who knows? So they're fully finishes and me finishes. So on to new starts. I will show you my embroidery on first, because it's not a huge one. So it's the Stitchery. I'm in the Herbarium Auto Ship with Nikki Franklin from the Stitchery, funnily enough. And this is March's one, so this is Time. And I've done the cross stitch, so I'm doing the accompanying. You know what? When Christmas comes around this year, I'm going to ask Santa for a voice that makes normal words happen all the time, because I just, yeah. So I've done the cross stitch that her sister Sarah does for this month, but I picked up so it's basically you get the fabric with the printed pattern on. I am doing it with all of the called for. I mean, it doesn't come any lovelier than that, does it? See, this is what you get from her. You get it's all pre-sorted as well. It's all DMC. Pre-sorted. And this is as far as I got to. So I've done some of the Lazy Daisies. I've plotted some of them in. I've done this is just done in split stitch, the stems. So I've done most of the stems. Yeah, there's a little bit in here I need to do maybe. And I've started putting in, and this is going to take a while because each of the leaves is done in split stitch all the way around and then satin stitched over the top. So this is my, and you know what I'm like about me bloody satin stitch and me threads. Everything has to lie exactly. So yeah, it's going to take some doing, that one. So I thought I would show you the first one. I should have checked. In fact, I will check, and I will put it here. If you can get them on their own, you know, if you fancy doing it yourself, just giving it a go. The stitches she uses are all fairly easy. I mean, there's other stitches, things like bullion stitches and things that you can, you know, can get a little bit more technical, but it's mainly, from what I've done for the one so far, it's mainly split stitch, which is dead easy because it's all done with 2 threads, and lazy daisies and satin stitch. They tend to be what I've used in the one so far. So I'll have a look and see if you can buy them monthly, and I'll put something down here so you can buy them separately. So my other new start did I show you the finish of Stacy Nash? I think I did. I'll show you very quickly just in case I didn't. So I finished this one, which was the project of cowslip that we got when I was at the retreat at the beginning of May. So I finished this, and this is done on Fossil by Blackbird Primitives, and it's done 1/2. I haven't said what I was doing everything on. Let me know if you need to know. Everything 36 counting up is always 1 thread, basically. So this is 36 count Fossil, 1/2. And no, I don't think I have shown you. So actually I've got 4 finishes. I don't think I have, because the last time I showed you it, I was just up to the hearts. Do you know, normally I look back on my last floss tube just to check where I've been and what I've done, and I haven't done it this morning because I was too excited about getting that thingy finished that I haven't checked. So apologies if I've shown you it already, but yeah, I loved this. I really loved it. And I've done it with all the cord 4 that we got off Stacy as well. So that is side. I don't know which side she wants to be the front or the back. So this is one of the sides. So I started the other side, because I know I put it on Instagram. I don't think I've shown you that. So that's the side that I've done, and this is the side that I've just started. Do you know what? I'm talking out my ears because I have shown you, because I was talking about the pin cushion, wasn't I? I was saying I wanted to get the pin cushion started, so that I could use it when I just need filling. So this is the pin cushion. So I have started the wear bit. I'm bored. I've got too much stuff. And this was quite difficult to so I've got a reasonable start on it, and this was where I wasn't sure which way to use the fabric, and because I don't know if it's the Scot in me, but I like to not waste fabric, so I want to do it as thriftily as possible. Is that a word? So I had to count just to make sure that it would fit in widthways, because this is wide, but yeah, if I get a brain and work it all out. So the back, also she's classing this as the back then. is 122 wide by 83 high. So I needed to make sure that it was wide enough for it. But also there's room at the top here so that it's not going to be right at the very top where I'm stitching it, where I'm sewing it together. So what I'm trying to say is it took a bit of figuring out to place where it was going to go, but it's lovely, really, really lovely. And this is on Salem. Oh yeah, that's right, because I'd lost my fabric, didn't I? I found it. Actually, what I'd done is I'd just grabbed another fabric, because I thought, well, I knew it was a dark brown. I thought, well, I bought dark browns off her. So I'd taken clove and I was just about to start it, and I came across it. So this was lighter and more chocolatey than clove. So that's the one I had grabbed. It would have been fine. There wouldn't have been any issues if I'd, in fact, it probably would have popped a bit more. So there wouldn't have been any issues, but so I'm doing it on the proper with the cold fall threads that we got with the project kit. It's going to be lush. It's going to be lush, and then I'm going to send it to Sarah to finish. Because I'm crap. No, I am going to finish it myself. I need to learn. I need to do more sewing. Right. Let's just get this put away. And then we'll go on to whips. Right, let's have a look at my whips. So, first up, the Halloween one, la-di-da, something wicked. And I'm quite pleased with the project. Quite pleased with the progress that I got on this week. Because I think it was just one day. I think a few hours that I got on it. But I'm quite pleased. So this is where I am. So the last time you saw her, I was at the bottom of the ankle. So basically I've come down, I've put a heel in, and I've started to reach the thingy bit. And as you can see, I've started putting on, I put the beginnings of our sock in. And I've started the saying, by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. I think it is, something like that. Something like that. And I'm doing it on 20 count Affogato fibre on a whim. Yep. So it's going to be small. And I honestly didn't realise how easy it was going to be to stitch. It looked not easy, but like how quick. It looked like unless I've just got a lot quicker at stitching, who knows. But I'm chuffed with that. I'm chuffed with the progress that I got on it. So I appear to be just on a Halloween hunt at the moment. I appear to be going, right, okay, we've got a few months of the year, can we have Halloween now, please? In autumn. Autumn. Oh, yeah. Hot chocolate and marshmallows and... I could live in autumn. I think I could live in autumn. Crisp mornings and all the oranges and golds and really like sort of vibrant colours of the trees and You know how people chase the sun? Have you ever heard of those sun chasers? So like people like my daughter who are like hobos. Very corny. But they just move with where the sun is. They go and get like seasonal work or whatever, and they just constantly chase the sun. I could chase the autumn. Yeah, I think in my next life, when I'm rich and famous or rich and retired, I'll become an autumn chaser. I keep saying when I'm rich and retired. I don't think I'll ever be either. So, well, I'm pretty sure I won't be rich, but retired, I think, God, 67 I've got to be at the moment. At the moment, it'll be 70 by the time I get there. I wouldn't be at all surprised. So, this one is a French rose, Marie Vallée. Yeah. I'm assuming because it's French, it wouldn't be valet. It would be Vallée. I haven't done much on this, but I have touched it, so I'll show you. I should put me boards on. That's better. So basically I've come along the top. I wanted to check how far along I was going to go. Why did I want to do that? Oh yeah, I've got O to do at the end. I think it was just where I had it in my hoop. I just wanted to maybe get to the end and figure out just where it was going to end. Funnily enough. Yeah, Sherrie. Yeah, here we go. So I didn't quite get to the end. So I've still got anyone see that little? My room must be very, very, very dusty, which actually probably is. So basically I extended the letters and I've come along. So I've just got the O to put in, and I have filled in the majority of this flower. It's going to take some doing, like, that's a flower, isn't it, in the middle? And I'm doing it on 45 count permanent. So everyone told me Perman's from Copenhagen. That's why I was saying where Copenhagen was. But is Perman the company? So it's 45 count. It's probably the colour I'm missing by Perman. So yeah. I haven't been very bright on this one, have I? And I'm doing it with the code 4, which is the Gloriana silk in Flamingo. It's lovely to stitch with, mind. This is a butter. It's like stitching on, is it silk gauze that some people have done? But it's like stitching on it on a net. Like a net that you would have at the window, not Annette, the name. Because I don't want to stitch on people called Annette. Where did that come from? I'm not sure if that's worse than the tea towels. Poor Annette. She's got nothing to do. Yeah. Okay, next whip. Sorry, I had to have a word with myself there. I was literally crying. Yeah, you shouldn't have put mascara on. Next one. A Burnhope. Wonder if her name's Annette. I thought it was Anne, but she might be an Annette. Try and say that 3 times fast. So, yes, A Burnhope by MommaLovesYouGB. And I am pleased with the progress that I got on this. Really pleased with this. Look at that. Look at that. So basically what I've done is I've come to the end of this row and I have come all the way down here. I finished that. There was a little bit there to finish. So I've done that, and I don't think where I was. I think I was at the O, what's that? OP. So I think I started at the P. I've come along here and done this. And then I've come along here and done a little bit here as well. But I am pleased, and it's really starting to look something, isn't it? It's going to be fabulous. When in doubt, get the red stitch out. It's going to be my new mantra. This. Yeah. This is going to have my, you know, like when I look at me Snow Queen and when I look at me Anne Tong and I go, oh, this is, yeah, this is getting that. It's exactly how I thought it was going to be. In fact, no, it's better. A lot better than how I thought it was going to be. And I already know what my next one's going to be, so I need to keep on at it. So my next one's going to be the historical sampler one, which is kind of similar to this. It's intense. How far am I? Not halfway. Maybe a good third. Maybe a good third, yeah. And I have kind of, I don't know, thinking about putting my own name on. I don't know. I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about why we put their names on. It's because it's a reproduction of their sampler. But if we don't put our own names on, in 100 years, if anyone looks at mine, they're going to think I was A Burnhope. I mean, what if she wasn't A Burnhope? What if she was somebody else, copying somebody else's one? But she's done it, so she's put her own name on. So I was thinking, and then I got to thinking, this is when life gets dangerous, guys. If you're new here, this is the time you put your crash helmet on. As soon as I say it, so I was thinking, crash helmet straight on. Make sure you belt it up, because God knows where we're going to go with this. So I got to thinking, and I was trying all this in my mind about names and where to put it on, and then I thought about the samplers and what I learned at the sampler weekend when Michelle did it. Mama Loves You did it with Marie last year that I went to, and I learned that the girls put motifs on that are things that they know, so they might have cows or whatever on. And then I thought, should I do a sampler then? Because if anybody sees my stitching, they won't know what my life was like, will they? So I should design my own sampler and put my own motifs on with the things that I like. So I'm thinking about doing that. And then you never know, 200 years I might be famous. I might have S. Dodd, and they might say, oh, I wonder what her name was. Sarah or Susan, or I don't think they'll think it's Sherrie. Not from the UK. It's quite a common name in America, but in the UK it's very unusual, my name. Excuse me. So yeah, so that was what I got to thinking that. I mean, I'm not going into designing, no. But I'm toying with the idea of doing my own sampler with the things that mean a lot to me. So I would have to have a plant, because I love my garden. I would need to have a book, because I've always been a bookworm. I would need to have some sort of stitching reference maybe. What else? I don't know if I could put one to sobriety, maybe. Or what else? I would have to think of other things that are like around my life, what my life was about. And then, yeah, you never know. You never know. I could be like in 200 or 300 years' time, when the world doesn't care about anything, I might suddenly care about my sampler. I could make somebody a lot of money if they reproduce it. I mean, the world's your lobster, isn't it? Once we get into this kind of world. I should have said, I haven't even said what I'm doing it with. I am doing it with Schoolhouse Red by Gentle Arts. I show you I said I had 13 skeins. I actually had 14. And I'd already used 2 on that one as well. So at one point I've had like 16 skeins. So it's no wonder nobody else can get any Schoolhouse Red. I've got it all. Sorry. So, next one. Last one. Garbage. The aforementioned Tong Uffendell, 1835. And how far did I get with her? It's stunning, And I need to apologise, right? Because I must have watched some of last week back. And I realised that on her, I showed you what I'd done on the opposite side. So I hadn't actually I'd done the same stuff, but I was pointing to it on the side that I'd already done. So last week I was pointing to this side when it was this side that I had done. So I was giving you the correct motifs, just on the wrong side. Because why not? I like to, confuse people. Why should I be the only one who's living in a confused state constantly? I'd like to have other people in my world. So this week I have done, and this is the correct side. Basically, I haven't finished, but I've come right the way down on this tree. This is taking some stitching. It really is. So I've come down and I've filled in as well right up until this bottom one. And I have finished all of him. So that's another motif. It's another motif finished. And this will come to the same. Yeah. So I'd like to get, this week, I would like to get that finished. And I'd like to start and move downwards on this one as well. There's also another motif here that looks relatively quick to do, this one. So I'd quite like to do him, and I'd like to start and get onto the basket. So that's me hope for this week. However, the big boss is back. She's been on holiday. So she's back on Monday, and I suspect it's going to get very, very, very busy at work. So I might not get as much time for stitching. I won't be able to log off as early as I was this week and getting some more sort of stitching done. Yeah, I'm going to have to work. It's not what we want to do, is it? We all want to be rich and retired. Definitely. And stitching forever. So this has been done on Winter Moon 36 count with all of the called for DMC. She's fabulous. She is absolutely bloody fabulous. Right. What have I got next for you? Well, I've got a giveaway. I've got a giveaway for you. I have got the Cotton and Twine subscription box. So give me one shake of a lamb's tail and I'll be back with you. Right. Cotton and Twine subscription box from Historical Sampler Company, which they have very kindly gifted me. There is no way I have got the capacity to fit any more stitching in for the moment. So I am going to give this one away. So the box comes with the beautiful wax paper. And in here, this is what you get. I've just thought, just wanted to get the information around it. So this week, or this month, this is the June one, and it is by Faye. Oh, yes, Faye from Little Dove Designs. Which is really sweet. It's got a little bird house with some little birds. They're really nice, them flowers. I wish I had more time. So that's the pattern for June. You get pre-sorted. I'm not going to get them out because I'm giving it away. Pre-sorted threads, and there's usually, yep, there's a needle in there. This one has got linen in. So you get the linen that you need to stitch it on. You can get it with Ada though. But my one, I like to have the linen. It's just so lovely. It comes in a bag. It's just lovely. It has also got a hoop. Did I say this was a 7-inch? Do I know me inches still, lasses? Lads and lasses? Of course it is. 7-inch, I know me inches. So, 7-inch hoop and a wonderful little, and this is like a ceramic. Yeah, ceramic bird. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that's really lovely. Wish I could have kept it, but honestly, it's just. I've got so much on. I'd rather give it to somebody who can enjoy it than now. So, oh yeah, there is something else. It had a bar of chocolate in. Look, I was caught unawares, right? I was caught when I needed the chocolate. So I will replace it, not with the same one, but I will put some chocolate in there to replace it. So let's have a look at this thing. So if you don't mind and you want one, let's have a look. So it's available from the 1st of May. Obviously we're on the 31st, that's fine. The close date is the 25th of June, so you've got ages. The box includes the full kit and we offer both Ada or linen. Let me have a look. The box is £20 for Ada or £22 for linen. There is also a 10% discount coupon available for first-time purchases. And the code is FIRST15 at checkout. I think it's lovely. For 20 quid, I think it's fab. I do. I think it's really good value. Oh gosh, right. So, what will we say? Will we just say bird? I think we'll just say bird. So, use the word bird. Now, my giveaways always come with a caveat that you'll get it at some point. I'm not very good at getting out the house and getting things posted. So I'll try my best, but usually my best is pretty rubbish. So you will get it eventually. Sorry, that's my life. It's just the way it is. So, okay. What else did I have? I think that's all. How did that happen? I don't know how that happened. I'm sure I'm missing something. Forward plans. Today I'm going out. I'm going out this afternoon to see a family friend, and up to Hexham, which is very posh. It's a posh area. So I'm going up there to see him, and so I'll lose some time, stitching time. But it's meant to be a nice day, hence the little sun top that I've got on. So I'll get some stitching in this morning. I want to start Lauren's thing, get a reasonable actual start on Lauren's Halloween thing. There's no football anymore. Devastated. It's Saturday afternoons or sometimes Sunday afternoons. It's my time with the match on and me stitching in hand, and there's no more. But Newcastle did qualify for Champions League football, so that's good, although we limped over the line, quite literally. We got it by the skin of our teeth, because that's what Newcastle like to do. They like to just, test the patience of fans, basically. So yeah, no more football till the middle of August. Devastating. So I'll go out and see Ross this afternoon for a couple of hours. Tomorrow it'll probably be my red stitch, my red mama stitch, or my Anton. And then during the week it will be the other ones picking up. I'd like to keep going with my embroidery. It's taken us for ages to do the leaves, and it's because I'm a faff. I know it is, because I'm so bloody, it has to be exact or I don't want it kind of thing. What can I say? Satin stitch, it's the bane of my life. It really is. I love it when it's done. I absolutely love it when it's done. And it's why I put so much effort into it. But especially something like that where there's so many leaves, it's gonna be hard going. I think that is about it. So I will leave you with my final thought. I made a bit of a mess of that, so we're just going to slot this in at the end. So apologies for any crappy editing, but yeah, we'll do it again probably, hopefully. So my final thought today is, there will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let it be you. Bye for now.